Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It is me, Mishira's Cameraman, and today I'm talking about Arrow Season 5 and if it is still good. So, I've been doing these for all 4 seasons of Arrow, for all 9 seasons of The Flash, going through Arrow right now. So, I've never seen Arrow before. So, this is really my first reaction, but also if it's still good. So, I know I did Season 4, I think, less than a week ago. I just kept forgetting to make the video on Season 4. So, it's not like I watch this video this season a week. I would be on Season 6 by the time I was on that Season 4 video. So, yeah. Currently, I'm a few episodes in Season 6. It's pretty good. Before we get into it, if you haven't already seen my own fan film, Captain America: The Taskmaster Trials, that's on my channel now. Check that out, or if you want anything else, like trailers for that, please check those out. It's not doing so well, so yeah. Alright, let's jump into it. Arrow Season 5, Episode 1, Legacy. I really liked this episode. I think it brought Arrow back to, the basics. I liked him killing all over again. I liked the time jump kind of thing. I thought they did the ending really well. I liked how Laurel's death kind of had meaning and he now kills. I thought that was really good. I thought that was really interesting. I think they did it well as well. I think it made it fun. And I liked the idea of getting recruits and stuff. I thought they did that very well. Season 5, Episode 2, The Recruits. I didn't love this episode. I liked it. It wasn't my favorite thing in the world. I just didn't think it was great. Season 5, Episode 3, Matter of Trust. This is when I started to like it more. I do like Ragman a lot in this season. And I did like this. I just didn't love it. Thought it was really good. I just didn't think it was great. And I do think it's pretty. I do like how they show. This is when we really get to know the team. Season 5, Episode 4, Penance. I did like this episode. I didn't love it. I never liked Tobias Church in this season. I thought he was kind of useless. Kind of annoyed me in every way it could annoy me. So I liked it. I didn't love it. I thought it was good, just not great. Season 5, Episode 5, Human Target. I really like this episode. I really like Human Target. I think it's an interesting idea, interesting concept that they use. And I think it's, I do like the concept that they use for it. I think they execute it very well. As well as, I think they also do it, with him being captured and tortured. I think that's done very well. Season 5, Episode 6, So It Begins. This episode was pretty good. I do it has, that one shot of all of them on the rooftop that's, pretty iconic. And I do like them knowing that Prometheus's victims have linked to Oliver's past. I think it's interesting. I think it's pretty cool. It's not one of my favorite things. It did some cool things. I just didn't love it. Season 5, Episode 7, Vigilante. I really liked this episode. I didn't like it. I did like it. I just didn't love it. Vigilante never was. I just didn't ever love Vigilante. I just feel like he's too overdone. He just isn't such a great villain, in my opinion, at least. I know there's going to be people who heavily disagree with that statement. I personally just don't love this Vigilante as a villain. Season 5, Episode 8, Invasion. I have always liked the Invasion crossover. I've never loved it. I just haven't liked it as much as other people have. And I do think they do it well, though. I think this is the best episode of it. I've grown to appreciate this episode a lot more now that I get Arrow. And I think they do it. I do like how it's the Arrow episode. Season 5, Episode 9, What We Leave Behind. I did really like this episode. I didn't love this episode. I liked it. I thought they did some very interesting things with it. That made me pretty interested in how they executed everything. Season 5, Episode 10, Who Are You? I did not like this so much. It was pretty obvious, to me at least, that Laurel was going to be a doppelganger. It was going to be, evil Laurel. That I saw that from a mile away. That wasn't really shocking to me. I know there's going to be people who really were shocked by that. That just didn't do it for me. To me, it just didn't work. Season 5, Episode 11, Second Chances. I liked it. I liked this episode a lot. I didn't love this episode. I thought it was decent. Season 5, Episode 12, Bratva. I didn't like this episode much. I did like them going to Russia. I thought they had some interesting things with Anatoly. I did like the flashbacks a lot in the season. I should say that. The flashbacks in the season were probably one of my favorites. Not as good as season 3. But I also really liked... I have a soft spot for season 3. I just think... I really liked Matseo and that whole plot. I think that's really interesting. And, yeah. But I love the flashbacks. Just not my favorite. I also like the mayoral plot. I think the mayoral plot in this is really good. I know I don't always go so much into the plots of this season. I thought the mayoral thing was really interesting. I really liked seeing him be the mayor and all that. And I guess we'll just also talk about everything else here. I thought Prometheus was really good in the season. And, yeah, I think I did like the idea of him being the mayor. Season 5, episode 13, Spectre of the Gun. This episode was good. I do like him not being in the suit, and that's how it kind of works. I also like the flashbacks in this. I like this episode. I think it tried to do things I just didn't think it did. Season 5, episode 14, The Sin Eater. I did not like this. This was too ew for me. It just didn't work. Season 5, episode 15, Fighting Fire with Fire. I like this one. I didn't love it because Vigilante's in it. To me, I think it's good. It's just not great. Season 5, episode 16, Checkmate. I really like this episode. This episode was great. This is when we finally know who Prometheus is. We find out pretty early on. I like how Prometheus just kills his wife in this one. I thought they did a very good job in this episode. I thought it was really interesting. That was really fun. I think you did a really fun job with this. Thought it was so interesting. And I think Adrian Chase is such a good character in this, and I think he's so fun in this episode. Season 5, episode 17, Capuchin. I love this episode. This one was amazing. I thought this was great. I do like the idea of them going to flashbacks and then coming back to reality. I would not have liked this episode if it wasn't 5 seasons of payoff in this episode, with it eventually being revealing that Oliver liked killing. I think that was the big reveal of the episode. I think if this was in like season 1 or something, I wouldn't have liked it. I don't like the premise of these types of episodes so much, but I feel like it paid off so well, and it had some great acting in it. And this is when I really fell in love with the character of Prometheus. I did in the last episode, but even more in this. Season 5, episode 18, Disbanded. I did not like this episode. I liked the idea of it. The idea of like him disbanding the team. I just did not like how it was executed. To me, I just don't like how they did Anatoly. Just wasn't good. Just didn't do it for me. Season 5, episode 19, Dangerous Liaisons. I thought this was good. I thought this was pretty interesting. I just didn't like it. I thought this was pretty cool. Thought it was pretty good. I just didn't love it. Season 5, episode 20, Underneath. I personally like this episode. I know there's people who don't like it, but I think this is when they needed to slow down a bit. I think they had a really good season up to this point. I think this was a nice, slow episode. It wasn't my favorite episode of all time, by no means, but I think they did a really good job of slowing the season down at this point, putting the pace to a bit of a halt, so then it can really kick up again as the episode's gone. Season 5, episode 21, Honor Thy Fathers. I did really like this episode. I do like the idea of him winning in this episode. I do like the idea of Arrow thinking he beat Chase. Thought it was pretty cool. Season 5, episode 22, Missing. I love this episode. This is when Chase's plan came full to fruition, and I thought it was done so well. I like the idea of him slowly capturing the teams one by one, and it was so good. And eventually, and that ending of him assembling the team, I liked Merlin in this episode, and then with Talia, and then ending, of course, with the one and the only Deathstroke. That was incredible. And then ending with Leanne Yu. This is incredible. This episode's amazing. I wish Prometheus was in his costume, because the Prometheus costume without that mask is really good. But besides that, I love this episode. The Deathstroke in this was amazing. I always loved Deathstroke. I thought he was so good in this. I liked him working with Arrow. I liked that dynamic. I liked the idea of him like baiting the audience out the thing. It felt like this episode was longer, because it felt like I did not think they could do all that so quickly. And they did so much interesting. They had that final fight, and then they had the whole thing, and they killed off basically the whole cast. And it was done so well, and it was so tense. There was a lot of tension in it. It was stressful, and they paced it so well. They did it thing after thing after thing. It was a 40-minute huge finale, and kind of like how they would do that with like season 2 or season 1. They did it here, except it felt like the end game with all of these characters coming back. And it wasn't just the finale of that season, it was the finale of 5 seasons of the show. And even it pays off Lian Yu with him escaping Lian Yu in this episode after 5 years at the island. He finally leaves Lian Yu. And he finally gets off the island. He finally leaves Lian Yu. And those are the flashbacks of this episode. While they're fighting, and they have the one-shot fight, and they have the fight going back and forth between the one-shot. I thought that was just done so well. And it made this episode, for me at least, one of my favorites of all time. So let me look back for a second and decide my top 3. I think it's pretty obvious to me what my top 3 is going to be. Yeah. In third place is going to be Season 5, Episode 9, What We Leave Behind. I really enjoyed this episode. This is the first episode I really fell in love with Prometheus. And I just think they did this episode really well. Second place is going to be Season 5, Episode 17, Capuchin. I thought this episode was really good. It's not my favorite of all time, by no means. But I think it works so well in this season. However, and it pays off things so well, and it has such great acting. However, and I just think they do it so well. And Season 5, Episode 23, Lian Yu, is obviously the best episode this season. I know some people don't like Season 5, but I think they take it back to basics. And I think they do it so well. And I like the idea of them going back to what worked, because that's what worked for me, at least. And I loved this finale. I loved how they did it, and it was incredible, incredible, incredible. Besides that, thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already seen my own fan film, Captain America and Taskmaster Trials, it's on my channel now. And besides that, thank you so much for watching this video. See you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.